This is Ouch My Wallet, hosted by Robert Simmons, a production of the TF Talk Network.
Hi, and welcome to Ouch My Wallet. So I know that the intro says hosted by Robert, but apparently he's no longer the host 2 weeks in a row.
Rob bounced.
So, yep. But
now you get us.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to deal with us now. So, and we didn't actually tweet anything out or send anything out. So yeah, it's see how many viewers we actually get. I guess
Just
I guess I could consider maybe I'll post something on oh, hey Carrie.
Hey Gary. Thanks, Rob.
So Rob had a scheduling conflict, and unfortunately last week too. But he should be back next week to pick up his regularly scheduled hosting duties. He's not permanently gone as the host of Ouch My Wallet. He's just temporarily waylaid.
Way to go, Rob.
Right. All right. Yeah, I guess I should.
Regularly scheduled shows are there every week.
Right, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, I should. I shouldn't give him too hard of a time. I'm sure I'll be the same way. Okay. Well, sorry. I realize this is not a great video.
You're saying we're ugly? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was just trying to post that we're on Facebook. So, okay. So, all right. Now to get the show started here, now that we have everything, the links posted and whatnot. Welcome to Ouch My Wallet. Tonight we have Peter here.
Forever Destron.
And Christian.
Temporarily Cybertron.
So Peter, I love that it's still your birthday apparently.
Yeah, it's my birthday. My birthday wasn't even in this calendar month, but I still have my stuff up. So, yeah.
I think that's dope.
I didn't know if it was just gonna continue all the way through until next birthday. It's a permanent display.
I don't think there would be many complaints if we just left it up. He said cautiously.
So now, can you get Transformers themed Halloween decorations or Christmas decorations?
There are some. In fact, Christian got me Transformers themed Halloween decoration. Well, not a decoration. You got me the RID Fire Convoy mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
These things are wild.
Yeah, it's a old they're from 2001, so original RID era, so car robot. And it's a mask that kid's mask with a little stretchy elastic thing on the back, and yeah, I also have some RID. I don't want to know. Are they Christmas lights? Are they Halloween lights? I don't know. They're like Autobot and Decepticon and Fire Convoy lights, strings of lights.
I have the single pack version of that light. I'm not sure why.
Single pack.
Yeah, I'll show it to you when I dig it up for Christmas. But it's you put a Christmas light underneath it.
Really?
It illuminates, and it's Fire Convoy.
That's something else I need to chase then. Yeah, I've got the strings.
I can't remember where I found it. I found it someplace weird. I'll put my brain on it and see. I've had it for a while.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I'll find it.
But aside from that, as far as Halloween stuff goes, there were those bag type costumes with the similar masks, with just the two eyes. There was a Superion, a Megatron, and Optimus Prime. I want to say a Metroplex. All these are from 85, 86-ish. vintage Gen 1 type. There was the Decepto pack, which was...
Decepto pack.
Remember the Decepto pack?
Decepto pack is lit.
Yeah, it's a backpack that a kid can wear, and when you take it off, you can disassemble it, and there's a helmet and a laser gun and a shield and some like wrist cuff things and a chest plate, and you can wear all that and run it around. I was in a play in elementary school called Food Wars, and I was Dark Chocolate. I was the bad guy character, and they let me wear my Decepto pack as Dark Chocolate, so I thought that was pretty sweet.
That's amazing.
There
I want
you
pics
go.
of that.
But what else? What other Halloween type?
So I can see where my masks are that you mentioned. Do you want me to go grab them real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put myself on mute and do that.
Okay.
So while he's doing that, we do have a question in the chat about whether or not we're buying Fans Toys Minosaur, and a request to go over the X-Transbots, the DX9, and Fans Toys Minosaur. So, Peter, do you have all of them?
One sec. Don't take that as like like, oh, all good stuff is coming. You're gonna be disappointed, but one sec.
Apparently now it's just me because everybody else is getting stuff. So, yeah, I know that as far as I know, most of the cast like are collecting one. Typically, most of us. There's a few cast members that like to do multiples, but a lot of us are just kind of picking one. So, like, I know Christian was collecting the X-Transbots Minosaur. I believe that Sean has the Fans Toys, the Motormaster at least. And I'm not sure who else has what.
So for me, I like to display different, like for the combiners, I like to get one of each type of molder from whatever company is coming out, whether it's Hasbro or Fans Toys or DX9, like in the case of the Stunticons. So the way I'm getting around that issue in my head with the Stunticons in particular is I'm getting all of the X-Transbots Generation 2 guys, that way I can have them in that fun Gen 2 deco. I'm getting all of the DX9 guys in the, and there's only the two that are out right now so far. Hopefully they continue and we get to finish that set. It's been awfully quiet on that front lately, but they should be coming. And I haven't gotten the Motormaster yet, but I'm going to have the individual Stunticons in the DX9 line or whatever, and then I'm going to have my Minosaur combined using the Fans Toys set. They'll all be in individual modes, obviously, until we get complete sets together, and then I can compare and play and choose and run around the living room and scare the cats and all that fun stuff. But yeah. So.
And I'm getting X-Transbots in G1 and G2.
You should.
And if I hadn't already started the G1, I probably would have gone with the toy versions.
Yeah, the G1 toy versions are really nice.
Well, and my
If anyone wants to
question
trade me, let me know.
to like the Fans Toys have they just released one of the limbs, right?
Yeah, they just did their breakdown. Spoiler, I think, is what they're calling them. But the size disparity between the X-Transbots, and it's nothing new, this has been shown before, like the DX9 guys are Seeker size, Masterpiece Seeker size, and then the X-Transbots guys are, Prowl, Masterpiece Prowl sized, yeah.
Yep.
So there's a big disparity. So if you like your Decepticons all to be on a little bit on the larger side, then DX9 is the way to go, and Fans Toys by that same logic. And the X-Transbots guys are a little bit smaller, but their combination gimmick is pretty neat. The way that like the limbs split up, so that you can have that it's going on the frame for Minosaur. It's like a Motormaster's trailer and stuff like becomes a big old frame and it clips on like that. So it's less the car as the arm and more the they're just accessories to the oversized Motormaster, because you just kind of, if you're following animation logic, you kind of just got bigger and the Stunticon limbs would just kind of attach.
Yeah, the one question is like all these companies are releasing different sizes of the combiners and all that. So I don't know. I feel like I would go a little bit nuts if if I'm trying to collect Zeta for some of them. I'm trying to collect X Transbots and then like I know MMC, they have their Bruticus, and then they show
The Defensor.
Defensor as well. And so I don't know, like that's the one thing, it kind of irks me if they're different sizes, and I mean it seems like they're going to be kind of all over the place.
They are all over the place, and I'm a stickler for scale myself, so that's why I'm kind of buying everything. And if there is one thing I decide that I don't want at all the Minosaurs are going to be about the same size, from what I understand. But individually, they're going to be, they're obviously varying pretty wildly. So Christian's got his mask on, and he picked up one of these for me when he was in Chicago, right? It was right after the Chicago TFCon last year.
Yeah, it was last year. It was pretty wild. I just found these at a random pop-up costume shop in downtown Chicago.
That's nuts.
Like a whole stack of them, just like they'd been sitting in a warehouse since 2001. It was truly one of the most wild things I've ever encountered as a collector.
So did you like buy them all, or did you just buy a couple of them?
I bought 4 of them.
Yeah.
So you kept one for me, one for Nick, and two for you? 2 for you.
Oh, there you go.
I figured I would find another purpose for this. Like I would meet another collector who really needed it, and then I would sell it to them. But so far, that person has not come along.
Okay.
I knew I needed one for you, and one for Nick, and one for me, and then I got an extra. That was my objective.
We very much appreciated. That was such a crazy surprise.
It's so cool.
It is.
I'm not going to say on air how much they were, but they were not expensive. I mean, there must have been a stack. It was probably about 25 or 30 of them. They're just sitting on a peg in the very back of this store. It looked like it had been like an old Payless shoe source or something, and it had just been abandoned and then converted to Halloween for the month of October. I flirted with the cute girl who was there, and I got Transformers masks. I mean, like, it's a pretty great day.
Yeah. You're like, hey, do you have any RID Halloween costumes?
I forget how I found that. Like, she said go back in the back and look for something. I don't know what I was looking. I think I asked if she had any Transformers stuff. And she's like, oh, yeah, maybe back in the back. Go check, like, way back there. And I did. And here they were.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Is that RID Prime?
I feel like that is
2018. Where have these been for 17 years?
I feel like this is one of those things that's been sitting there, and then after you left, they're like, you wouldn't believe that some dude came in and bought like 4 copies of this thing we've been sitting around for 20 years.
It was really crazy. Like I just had TFCon. I was not really thinking Transformers stuff. My dad and I were walking around. He's like, oh, why don't you just go in here and check for stuff real quick? I was like, Dad, I don't need any Transformers Halloween stuff. Why would I go in here? Fine, let's go. And then
treasure.
Carrie was wondering where the store is at in Chicago. Do you know?
Do
you remember the name?
It was, some random costume store. It wasn't even like a permanent thing. It was like
the pop-up.
A pop-up thing.
Oh, wow. How did they even have that then? That's crazy.
What's the art museum in Chicago called? It was on the same street as that. It was like leading, like if you walked out of this store and turned left and walked like a block and a half, you could get to the art museum. That's the best I can tell you.
There you go.
That may not even be right. It's been a year. Sorry, guys.
But circling back to the Minosaurs and combiners in general. So, Zeta and X-Transbots both, like all of their combiners they've released are all like pretty inexpensive. So far, like the limbs have been like $60. Whereas like all the fans toys, I think, are like $100, I think, for each of the limbs. I think the Minosaur, or the Motormaster, I think was $180. And so I'm really curious whether or not, like, once people get them, if that price disparity is worth it. Because I felt like, just handling the Zeta stuff and handling X-Transbots, that I've been happy with it at that price point. So, but.
The
Can I steal your Zeta Thunder very briefly?
Yeah, go for it.
When is Zeta going to release their freaking Raiden? Hurry up!
we might see something this weekend. We know, or this weekend, this month.
2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks. We know people we can reach out to, and yeah, and ask some questions. So let me, yeah. So I'll handle that, and maybe I don't know. We'll see what's going on at the show. I'm really hoping we get to see more of, because who was that? That was Getsui. That was the Getsui mold. But
I've been distracted in my training, so sorry.
No,
I don't
you're
remember the names
good.
anymore. I tried so hard because Peter tried to teach me the names of the train bots over the summer, and I had them very briefly, and then I moved, and all sorts of crazy stuff happened, and they're out of my brain
Been
again.
busy. It's okay. It's okay. We will see more. That project is not dead. It took a lot to get it off the ground, and it's not dead. Zeta is
The one
clear.
they showed is Getsui.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I feel like
Pretty sure I could get
they're
Shogun.
focusing so much on their Unicron or whatever they call their thing.
Core Star,
Core Star,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
which they got nailed with the C and D, and we'll see what happens with that. And and so yeah.
Well, speaking of ouch, though, I mean, if no one else has heard, I mean, Unicron got funded. We all got ouched on that.
Oh yeah, my credit card got the ouch. That's the big ouch for this round for me.
Mine called me at about 4 a.m. and said, "Hey, there's an issue." And I
Oh
was like,
no!
No, that's really me. I
Oh
promise.
no! You actually picked up at that time?
Actually, I got an email from Hasbro about 4 a.m, and then I called them at 6 a.m.
Oh, okay.
because my cat had woken me up both times.
I got the email verification a couple days ago, and then I checked my bank, and I was like, eh. And when it hits, and then I checked today, and it hit, and I was like, oh, I was not like I was expecting it, but seeing it drop was like, okay, because I bought more than one, so
Yeah. I was gonna say I'll show off. Here's the email. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one. Unicron is yours in 18 months.
All right. Yeah.
I'm okay for 18 months.
Oh no, I'm waiting. I'm fine with that.
It's gonna be
He
great.
funded, so I'm happy.
Oh, were you able to secure a Japanese version, Peter?
No,
Oh,
So,
that's too bad.
we're gonna have to figure something out for that because my brain is melting. And it's
Dude,
just
what if it's exactly the same?
the toy is exactly the same. The box is different.
How do you know the box is different?
I saw some picture somewhere. Yeah.
Well, and
I'm gonna
I would say
Frustrating.
doubt.
the frustrating part about that too is like, how the heck are you going to get shipped from Japan? I mean, that's going to be a huge bill.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said on Sunday, he's gonna have to rent a tugboat like in King Kong. just boat it over.
Is it going to be one of those things where you're going to take a trip to Japan, you're then going to, on the way back, get a one-way ticket, and your Unicron is going to be your buddy in the next seat over?
Yeah, buy him a seat. It'd be great.
That's not a terrible idea. Girl and I have talked about multiple times now, just going to Japan and buying everything that we can find. And we wouldn't be the first ones to have done that. But yeah, it's been something we've talked about more and more often as things have lined up. So it's good.
Yeah, that would be an amazing trip. I'd love to. Like, I've seen people do that before and post pictures, and it just looks like it would be an amazing experience to go over to Japan and toy hunting in Japan. I'm sure would just be so much fun.
Yeah, that's one of the things, because I was in the military for a number of years, and that was one of the things that I made a point of every place that I went to. I found the Gig Transformer Autobot Commander. It's Optimus Prime, but it has a Gig logo, and it says Transformer across the top. And I found that when I was in Vicenza, Italy. I found a bunch of random stuff that never got a U.S. release, like the random robot heroes like Tigatron and whoever else, the little guys from like 2008, and Predaking. Yeah, yep, Ricochet. I found those in Qatar at a Toys R Us. There were some weirdo RPMs and Speed Stars that we never saw in the States that were released in Europe and also in Qatar.
I think Drift was one of them.
Which one?
Or did that not get released at all? One of the Speed Stars. Been a while.
There,
Sorry, man.
there were a lot of things from Dark of the Moon that were just we never saw them here, and I picked
I
up
would not-
rando singles, as
I
well
would
as
not have thought that TRU existed in Qatar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a weird
Okay.
experience walking into a
That's
Toys
pretty
R
cool.
Us and they're like,
Yeah.
how does it compare? Like, is it anything like a U.S. store, or is it just
It was-
completely
yeah.
different?
it was a lot like the U.S. store, except like they had the action figure section, you get Transformers and whatever, but there was like a Barbie section, and that's what really stuck with me. Is I remember when I was a kid, Barbie had like an aisle of just clothes. You didn't have to buy Barbie; it was just all these clothes, and they had a room off to the side of the Toys R Us that was nothing but it was like a room. It's like the size of my living room of just Barbie clothes, all different dresses and pants for Ken and shirts and shoes, just little packs, and they were equivalent for $1 or $2 US each, and you could just totally like without having to buy 400 Barbies, you could buy 400 Barbie outfits, and I thought that was pretty neat. So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, that was like the biggest difference, and there were a lot of like ride on and like play set, kitchen set type toys. But yeah, there were a lot of the Transformers are all there. What were those? They were out toward the end of Prime. They were like assemblable, like they were kind of like Bionicle.
Oh, Hero Mashers.
Oh,
Were those? No, not Hero
Oh, no,
Mashers.
Construct Bots.
Construct Bots. Thank you. Yeah, there were the final waves of those were just shelf warming there.
Oh, with like Bludgeon and Strong Arm.
Bludgeon. Yeah. Yep. And yeah, and
The
there
crab
were the
ones.
Legends class ones.
Bisque. I think
The
Bisque got one.
Bisque-
Steeljaw.
Bisque-
I don't.
Steeljaw was there, I believe, and there was like, I don't know, yeah, it was like Beast Hunters type characters, not RID stuff. It was,
Oh.
yeah, it was. I was confused. I bought it. It's all stored. Whoa, my cats are attacking stuff. That's not good.
That's your area. I can try and compete in that area, but you got me there.
yeah.
Oh,
I feel like all those Construct Bot type things and the Hero Mashers, like all of those just shelf warm so much. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. It'll be fun to see, in a few years when they try it again, and once again they will, shelf warm.
yeah. The weird sidebar lines tend to. That's why I was worried about BotBots, is because like BotBots actually took off. It took off, and it's like caught on, and people are liking it, and that's great. But like Hero Mashers, they tried because they had like Star Wars Hero Mashers and Marvel Hero Mashers and Transformers Hero Mashers. They tried throwing everything at it, and none of it stuck, and it just sat and didn't sell, and no one cared, and it died this horrible death.
Stuff
And
didn't
same,
even sell at $5 below.
yeah, and same thing
Like
with the Construct
$3
Bots.
and
Sat there.
nothing.
Yep. And that's what I don't want for BotBots. But now Walmart's discontinued in their set, their planogram or whatever. Planograms are Target, but yeah, and they took them off the aisles. Walmart doesn't have them anymore for
I
the
saw
single.
a mostly full pack of Series 2 blind packs last week for 75 cents a piece, and I about cried.
You should buy all of them. Just
And do what with them?
sell them. People want them.
Put them on
They're out there.
the BotBots Facebook group, Christian.
Yeah,
The
put them on a
models are
trading group.
so small. All right, if there's interest, I'll go get them. I know where they are. But BotBots did not die. They're showing off Series 4 at London Comic Con later this month.
Yep.
I'm
And
so
you're the one that
happy.
scooped that. You were talking to John Warden, right?
I was
No,
talking to
Anthony.
TFU.
Well, so Anthony
Anthony
from
at TFU was talking to John Warden.
was talking because Christian was in the chat,
Yes.
which is the weirdest experience. Like, it's still weird. Is just incredible to me that guys do these live streams and it's like they're interacting. Like, I mean, the same thing will happen at TFCon too, where we'll have a live thing and you can actually see some of these various panels.
I asked the important questions in a room full of Cyberverse and Earthrise and Trading Card Game. I asked the important question about BotBots. And yeah, Anthony
And you got
was
an
cool enough
answer.
to answer it for me.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I really was worried. Everyone knows
It
I
was
like
dark.
BotBots super much.
It went dark after Series 3.
Seriously, it was like, boom, it's here. And the Comic-Con pack was there, and then there was nothing.
Mhm. Yep.
Very concerning.
So should we actually get on with like what we got this week?
I guess. We talked about Unicron ouching. You guys
Yeah.
BotBots, I think, right?
So
Yep.
I'm showing off some BotBots right now. So
Are you?
my kid already tore into. I got a 5-pack of the holiday set, and it was like the one I didn't want out of the 4. But hey, here it is. And my kid's excited. And then I also have some blind packs that were handpicked from Christian telling me the numbers. So I have not actually opened them yet. But
Open them now.
Oh, there you go. Live unboxing on
live.
there.
Yeah, why not? They're quick.
Which one is which or whatever.
Don't open 6 first. That's the most disappointing of the ones I told you.
I have no idea which one. Oh, here we go. Wizen Green?
Can't see it. Wizen Green.
Yep. So, I think the only
You
one
do have
I'm
Wizen Green
looking
yet?
for still is what's the snowman one?
Melts down.
Oh yeah.
It's the
What is
best
this
name,
one?
Peter. That's Dingle-Dee-Doo.
Dingledy-Doo.
All right, so can you throw that one up again? Because I love this repaint. This is a repaint of, I can't remember his name right now, but it's the Plunger from Series 1. They turned a Plunger into an awesome bell. It's so great.
Some
Captain-
people think that's great.
Something. What's his name? Sorry, guys.
Oh, here we go. This is the best one out of the line.
There you go.
Quackles.
Quackles.
He's the best.
So, yep.
Lots of people like him, having him hang out with MP43.
There's no way that was an accident, right? There's no way.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then what's this one, Christian?
Told you not to quiz me. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Something spiny. Sensei Spiny.
Sensei Spiny. There you go. So, I still want
I
to get
got
the
there.
Jack-o'-lantern one, too. Whatever that one's name is.
Halloween Night with a K.
Yeah.
Her face comes off. She could be best friends with Movie Optimus.
So, and then I also got myself a Skybite. Well,
Ooh.
it's really for my kids, but it's yes, that's right.
See,
No,
you guys get to use that as an excuse to get Skybite. I don't have kids because I'm younger than you guys, and if I want Skybite just because I like Skybite, I gotta walk into a store and be like, "Hey, I'm getting this Cyberverse toy for my collection."
To do that.
Yeah, I guess it's not any different, but it's like, oh, Cyberverse, ugh, why?
They're getting better. They're getting better. This Armor series is a lot better than the Series 1 stuff. And the stuff that they showed at New York Comic Con is a whole lot better than even the Armor stuff. They're looking more solid. They have hands, and they're not hollow. Hands are good. That Optimus, that first series Optimus, the carded one with the truck parts shielding his hands, is just awful.
It's
awful
garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Series 1 was just garbage. Like that Starscream from Series 1 was awful. The Bumblebee would fall apart. I mean, it was really bad. But these ones are actually not horrible. And I actually think that the $15 packs are a pretty good deal. Like, I don't think that the $25 ones or that Optimus Prime they have for $50. Like
The Arc one? Yeah.
The Arc one. It's a lot of plastic, but who in the world is going to be spend $50 on that? Like, I don't know.
Poor Peter.
When you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I mean, for like my kid, right? Like,
not for my kids.
Right. If it goes on clearance, I would. I don't think that the $30 ones that they sold are that bad. That's kind of like the upper limit of what I would pay for Cyberverse stuff for my kids. But like the $50, like there's just no way that I would buy that.
I keep seeing this big Grimlock on my shelves. It looks kind of cool just as a design. Do I need to get that?
They're coming out with a smaller one that's probably going to be less gimmicky and more like solid.
Okay, never mind.
Less
Let's wait for that.
Doll-like or whatever. Yeah.
It looks cool. I don't know. It's got claws and whatnot.
I've been watching the show and it's fun. It's
all right. Anna says it too, so I guess maybe I'll try.
I wish it
Yeah.
wasn't 12-minute format or whatever, but I wish it were back to 23 minutes. But
It's
I'm
on
okay with
YouTube now, right? I can
Yep.
watch it there.
It's on Netflix too.
Yep.
On
Like my
Netflix?
kid, yeah,
The
my
books.
kid and I have just been like sitting there binging season 1. I think we're like halfway through. The other day,
I
but we're
will
just
try.
like, all right, we'll watch another one. We'll watch another one. So, got through it. So,
Maybe I'll get Skybite if I see him on sale.
yeah.
There are 2 Skybites. There's the
Oh,
one,
yeah.
there's a flip changer, and a 1-step changer, and then the armor one.
Yeah, I'm
The
getting
armor
the
one's
armor
obviously obviously the better one. Yeah.
one. I'm a big boy. I can do more than 1 step.
So, and then the big one for me for this week is I finally decided to break down and get big powered. And so I went ahead and ordered it off of eBay. And I was like, because I don't want to, I'm just going to order it from one of these Chinese sellers. They got a little bit cheaper. So I went ahead and ordered it off. So here it is. Here is my big powered.
Oh,
So, and
I'm so sorry.
I opened it up, and
Oh,
I did get some stickers.
hey!
So they are at least relevant to what I ordered. So I've contacted the seller because I'm sure it was just a mistake on his part.
Honest mistake, absolutely.
Honest mistake, and I'm sure that he will rectify it and send me the actual item that I ordered, right? So, but yeah, I get to start that process on eBay, so that's fun. So
For you.
this is the first time that this has actually happened to me. I had there's one other time where I had a scammer that didn't even include tracking, didn't send anything. And so I was able to hit up PayPal. Yeah, there you go. The actual big powered. It's a little bit bigger than mine. So, but yeah, so this has been the first time. And honestly, most of the time when I'm ordering stuff from Chinese sellers, there's a handful of people that are good. And so I usually try to only order from the Baba Toys and NetCloud and a few of those other guys. But this time I decided, you know what? I'll take the chance. They seem like he had good feedback, and then surprisingly enough, then the feedback kind of went south after I ordered my stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that happened with one of the gifts that I got for my birthday. She ordered it about 6 weeks out, and then it got to the 2-week range. Whereas it had been shipped for a month, but it hadn't left the origin site or whatever. And she was emailing the person, and she's kind of asking me what do I do if I think I have a bad seller from China? And I was like, well, first we're going to bounce them off the TFW bad sellers list and see, and they were a good seller, but at some point, like you said, the feedback just went shoo, and they started sending out Lego pieces if they sent out anything at all, and it's been resolved now, and the piece has been replaced, and she got her money refunded, but it was a really big disappointment. Yeah. It's not fun.
And that's really disappointing too if it's for a gift as well, because then you're scrambling trying to actually find it. And some of the pieces, I don't know what piece she had ordered for you, but it's some of those pieces you have to order it from Asia because it's no longer in stock in the US. So
yep, and it was one of those pieces. I don't have it with me here. He's my current desk bot, and yeah, so I'll mention him when I get to talking about what I got. But yeah, I'm glad it got sorted out. But yeah.
Me too.
So what else you got?
Yeah, I got
Impactor
as well. So yeah.
Nice.
So this is a fantastic mold. So
Speculation on who they're going to reuse it as, aside from other Impactor.
Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Scattershot.
Oh, I think we mentioned that in the chat.
This guy.
That makes
Be
sense.
best friends with Scattershot. Hotshot is here.
There you go, Christian. You got your hot shot.
This easily Cybertron Defense Scattershot right there, or regular Scattershot, either one. It could go either way. Anyway, I spoiled mine a little bit, but yeah, that's totally gonna be Scattershot. Prepare for select Scattershot in about 4 months.
Oh man, that's disappointing. That's gonna nuke that third-party project from
Cold
Remember that
Constructs.
Hmm?
Cold Constructs.
Cold Constructs. Yep. Yeah, from them.
Did you? You didn't end up backing that, did you? Did you? I couldn't bring myself to do it. I don't remember if you did.
I might have.
I don't blame you.
Christian, how did you not do it? It's like right
Price
in your
and
wheelhouse.
time.
So,
Yeah, it was $70, and then he ran a special, a couple 10% off weekends and things like that, and then he still didn't hit his goal, and now he's selling other stuff to try and get money generated so he can get those molds made. He's still on Facebook and still communicating. Yeah, so we're good to go.
You know, I feel bad for people like that. There was another guy. There was a Megatron gun that, like a triple changer. It was. I can't remember what the name of it was. Do you remember?
Oh, Peter remembers. If you want to know people who remember, it's Peter and Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name was. Yes, that's it. What's the name?
Oh, the Bold Forms thing?
Yes, Bold Forms. Thank you.
Those were fun to have in Canada when I was working with Capture Prey.
Bold Forms
Oh,
Tyrant.
They come in
Played
interesting
as the Dark
packaging.
Emperor, and it is the floppiest, messiest, dumpsteriest thing. If he had better QC and had been a bigger operation, the design is so much fun. And if you have the patience to get through the transformations and just the unfortunately cheap feeling of the figure, it's a really neat and rewarding design with a lot of little things that are fun in there, but it feels so bad and so loose. And that's after a couple of treatments of floor polish. And I started painting it, and then I kind of gave up on it, and it's just been sitting in a corner. I was so excited for this piece. And it is probably my biggest third-party disappointment. Wow. Yeah.
Well, and I remember that the designer was at TFCon a number of. I think it was 2016 maybe, Chicago.
Maybe.
Potentially, but he was showing it off, and he had the samples and all that kind of thing. And you could tell that this was a complete passion project for this guy, but it's one of those things where he took on way too much, more than what he could handle, and it did not turn out well. And so there's been a few guys like that where have tried to get into the industry, and they designed something that's really cool, but then they just didn't have the resources to, finish it off and make it. So
That's one of those stories where if he would have sold the design, if he could sell the design to somebody who would have produced it in a higher quality fashion, it would have landed a lot better. Because it transforms into a tank, it transforms into a gun. Like it's a Walther P99 with a silencer and all that stuff. It's a really nice looking gun, aside from the fact that it's not painted, so it looks like grayish white plastic gun, and you're like, oh. Okay, neat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, anyway, all right. So that's pretty much my haul. I've got a couple other things, but I don't want to spoil Christian. So, I think it's the same thing that Christian has.
I have things. Okay, mine's really fast and not super complicated. If you watched the show last night, you saw that I got new Soundwave. Boom, new Soundwave.
Darn that Soundwave.
I also spoil alerted. This came in today. Like I opened this like an hour ago. I got Select Hotshot, and he is amazing. I love him so much. Probably my favorite Siege toy at this moment. I think Abe Face is going to take him over, but we'll see.
Oh, did you see
Another
that the 8-face figure that they gave out as samples? It actually has, I think, like 2 right feet, so you can't actually transform him properly.
That's lame.
So
That's
hopefully
pointless.
that's fixed for the production run, and it's not something that's already set. But just heads up.
And those were
All right.
bigwigs that got invited to that. I mean, like bigwigs in the fandom that got invited to that unboxing party. That's so disappointing. Oh,
That's not great. I got
Don't make it
another
right.
surprise Pulse package. I got
hey-o.
Smokescreen the other day. Hotshot was actually surprised. They didn't send me an email, a text, or anything. Usually I get an email from them, a text from them, and an email from FedEx saying I've got something coming. Nothing. Hotshot was just here when I got home today. It was great. I did get notified about Smokescreen.
Almost all of my Pulse purchases have gotten 0 notification. I get the, hey, you ordered this, good job thing, but I don't get a delivery notice or any of that.
I
Nothing.
usually get notified all the time.
See-
Hotshot, well, Smokescreen, they notified me the same day he showed up, which was weird. And then
Mhm.
Hotshot, nothing. But otherwise, like I get notified on deck. Like
See,
on
what's
so
weird
many
is with
notifications.
most of my Pulse stuff, I get an email and a text message, right? And so my phone is just like blowing up, and I get it when it's out for delivery. I get it
Mhm.
when it's been delivered. So it's like the day of delivery, I'm getting, like 6 messages.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
for-
you guys aren't. I've heard that from other people too, and I went in and checked all my account settings and all that, and everything's right. So I mean, I get the email saying that I placed the order, and then it's dark until a box shows up. And then I don't know if you guys have gotten weird charges. I got charged for one of the sets of Seacons, the golf figure. I got charged for a couple of weeks ago. Now it says paid unfulfilled, but it's not coming out for months. So I don't know
I'll
what
check
that
mine
is.
later for you. Hotshot
I'll
showed
have to
that
look.
since I ordered it on Thursday, Friday, whenever I ordered it.
Okay.
Blue Streak.
Blue Streak.
He's the best of the Datsuns. So
I wish
good.
they were actual Datsuns though.
Yeah,
yeah.
Don't worry, year 3 we'll get Datsuns. We'll get all of Series 1 redone as Earth modes.
Here's the other Datsun too. Weird that 3 of them came out in the same week. Surprise.
That barricade, he's nice. I love that.
He's
I love
nice.
that redecoed smoke screen. That's great.
He's
Yeah.
probably the second best. I think Smokescreen is the worst of the Datsuns
Really?
this time around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because Hasbro continues to think that he has really dark colors, and he doesn't. He's not supposed to have dark colors.
I actually really like the vehicle mode of Smokescreen, but yeah, the bot mode leaves something to be desired.
Other weird Pulse packages that showed up. The Spider-Man, big time Spider-Man.
Oh, there you go.
He's neon. I ordered the Sith Trooper because I could. It was red and angular and cool looking. I went back in time and picked up a Marvel Legends figure I sold and love him a lot. And got Moon Knight.
Oh, nice.
Prepare for his Netflix show. It's happening. Or his Disney Plus show. It's happening. I went right after work today to pick up a replacement Hightower. Because mine came with... Yeah, I got one from Pulse like a month and a half ago. And it came with duplicate leg pieces, so I couldn't actually transform him. And so I sent it back to them immediately. They waited a month and then told me that I had to wait another month to maybe talk to them again. So I was like, can I just get a refund instead? And they're like, sure, we'll send you a check. And so they sent me a check, and it took 2 weeks to get here. And I deposited it today and picked up a new one. A check. A check. And finally, I got unbusy enough and it got online enough for me to pick up the reissue Soundwave.
That is so
Still looking for
beautiful.
cassettes. Still need cassettes.
My my Walmart, my nearest Walmart has like 30 of those. No, that's exaggerating. They have like a dozen or so maybe. But they put those security things on them, and they did that with the Optimus and with the Starscream, the security
Yeah.
things, and they just
spider wrap.
the spider wrap, okay, and they just cinch it down so hard and just crunch all the boxes and then wonder why they don't sell. It's so funny. And
got
by funny,
cassettes?
I mean, they did. I can check again. I know where there are some.
I mean, I'll see you in like 2 weeks, so if you can find a set for me.
I've got a delivery for Lucas sitting right over Cha. I can see it.
Lucas has a
yeah.
truck full of things from me.
Yeah.
Lucas pretty much is my TFCon. Let's do an Ouch My Wallet after TFCon. It'll just be like, Lucas will just be there and say, hey,
Yeah.
I owned all of that. And that'll be true.
Yeah, pretty much. So
That's me. A lot of standard retail stuff, a lot of cool exclusives. Again, Hotshot is the dopest.
I would be
Nick has
pretty
mine.
excited to get just crazy Energon repaints of all the Siege figures.
Cybertron?
What's that?
Of
It's a
Cybertron.
Cybertron.
Well, no, the Siege. Yeah, Siege. You know what I mean. Repaints and Siege of the Cybertron and Unicron trilogy stuff.
Yeah, the Unicron trilogy.
Scattershot, man. It's coming. I'm
It'll be
convinced.
I can see it. I can see it happening. It's not out of their own possibility at all. Especially since they've done Galaxy Convoy and now Hotshot. So
I saw a
the
cool
love is there.
Digibash of Spinister as Cyclonus the other day, too. And also Impactor as Demolisher.
I can see that too. Huh. See, these are
Ironhide
things
needs to
that
be
if we had...
Snowcat. Come on,
Hashtag-
Ironhide Snowcat.
Mhm.
Please Ironhide Snowcat. Both colors. Spooky Halloween colors and normal colors. Spooky Snowcat.
I'd be down. I don't have a spooky Snowcat. I've got a Junker Snowcat out in the lab, but yeah.
That was my stuff, Peter. It can be your turn now.
Oh, I don't. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll jump in with my BotBots first. I got these. We did a bulk order from Malaysia,
We did.
and I was happy to receive these. These are from the 1.5 series, the color changing series, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Bakery
color
Bites in the Lawn League.
Yep. And well, I only got 2 of the Lawn League Apex, so I'm going to be looking to complete both, my Lawn League and Bakery Bites sets. And I think these are available in Canada, same packaging, just minus the international stickers that they have on the back. So just a sticker.
I thought I heard
You need
Bakery
5
Bites.
packs, by the way.
Yeah.
Are the Bakery Bites finally showing up on Amazon? I thought I heard that the other day. Maybe I'm wrong.
We
We'll have
heard
to
at
check.
Comic-Con that they're supposed to go on Amazon.
I swear that I saw it on Cybertron.com but I didn't actually click on the link because I knew you already had those. So
Oh, we should go find that link and send it to our good friend Peter
okay, I will.
for $100 a piece
At Toys R Us.
at Toys R Us.
So I thought those were pretty neat. I'm looking forward to completing the sets, and then everything else I have to show. One of them's he's going to be here in absentia, I guess, because he's my desk bot for the week, and I forgot to bring him in for this. So these are my birthday gifts, and I kind of went over them on a different somewhere else, but I'll show them off here because I'm super happy with them. So first, my family, they always hook it up because they did this. They locked me in my room for a few hours, and I came out, and there were like streamers and all the stuff, and there was a 3-tier cake with a fondant, custom-made Decepticon insignia with figures stuck in it, and it was really, really neat.
I don't think I saw pictures of that.
I'll send them to you. They're on
Cool.
Face Page, yeah, and on Instagram. But this is Power of the Primes Inferno that has been mutilated because there's a render form set coming, and I love Master Force. It's my favorite of the Japanese series. I just think it has the best characters and the best story. It's so much fun. And so Azim from Renderform, he has a kit coming for Cab, but also for Hosehead, which is Cab's American counterpart, same mold or whatever. But he's doing it in 2 different decos, like a toy deco to represent Hosehead and a cartoon deco to represent Cab, because Hosehead didn't get cartoon representation because the cartoon was canceled in the US by then. So I got both sets. I'm going to get another one of these. I'm going to mutilate that one too, and then I can have, a Cab and a Hosehead, because I'm going to have a Master Force shelf. It's going to be set up somewhere behind me, and then a Victory shelf and the Zone shelf. And then my Hosehead will be over there in the 1988 Chug section. So
Remember that time a year ago where I left TFCon with 6 of those? Yeah. What happened? Do you remember that?
I do. I remember there being a pile of.
Yeah.
But there were so many because of all the cards and everyone going crazy on the cards last year.
Yes, our friend Nick took all of my cards, and I bought all those Infernos for $20 a piece because I needed them for all the repro label sets, and it was fine. It worked out.
Mhm.
I just needed how many? I think I bought 4 of them or 5 of them. It's a bunch.
I remember there being a few. I remember
And
like we
everyone
just
looked at me like I was crazy, and I am, so it's okay.
Yeah.
all are, and that's the fun in this.
Like, can I have 5 Infernos, please? And Nick was like, yeah.
Not gonna lie. So, yeah.
I
Did you guys
pre-ordered those with Nick.
did you guys actually complete all of your card collection for Power of the Primes?
I am currently missing. I have a count. Doodly doo, because I have a spreadsheet. Here.
I feel like that Hasbro just did this to mess with you guys.
They
I
did.
really do.
Not me. I am not participating in this. I gave mine all away to my friends.
I'm missing 19 total, and most of them are from the larger tail end boxed figures.
So Primal
So Primal.
and
And
Oh God, they did it. with
Shadowglass
Primal?
Rodimus.
yeah, they did it with Primus. So Rodimus Unicronus, I'm missing 4. Rodimus Prime, I'm missing 2. Optimus, I'm missing 1. Primal, I'm missing 6. And then and then 1 from Moonracer, 2 from Alita 1, and 4 from Nova Star or Firestar.
Mm.
So
Do you have
yay.
do you have extras of some of those too?
Of the cards,
Yeah.
yeah, I ended up with a lot of extra cards.
Because I may
Keeping the
I may
cards
go
and selling the
through-
figures.
If you send me a list of like what you're needing, I can go
Mhm.
through my cards because I don't need one of everyone. Like I just wanted one of each one, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like so each character, but I don't care about the stuff. So I can at least go through and see if on the off chance that one of those 19 that I happen to have.
Okay, yeah, I've got. I'll send you the list after the show. Thank you.
Cool. Yep.
All right. So next up, I've got this dude. It's Fans Toys Hoodlum. He is their version of Rodimus. He's got a little flip down visor thing, and his colors are spot on. I think he's so much better than the Takara.
Thank you.
That chest. You can't
Yeah.
beat that chest.
No.
And his proportions are all beautiful, and his face is right, and he captures exactly what I was looking for in a Rodimus figure. And Hasbro tried the first time, and they bombed it, and then they tried the second time, and they bombed it, and then they put him in Target Master with the different colors, which was this much better. And I was like, oh, maybe. Oh, Hoodlum, look at this. We're going over here. I mean, I got the others, yeah, but this is my open display one. This is my Rodimus. I've got the DX9 Carry as my Rodimus Prime, but for my Hot Rod figure, this is my Hot Rod. And then, he's heavy. So I got Fans Toys Hydra,
Nice.
who is ridiculously beefy. I haven't been through all of his modes yet, I'm afraid, but we're gonna get there. I'm very happy with him. He's so pretty, and you can swap out his chest plate to where he has either a more detailed chest plate or like a more plain chest plate, like the cartoon. It loses some of these hash marks and little greebly stuff. But he didn't really have insignias in the cartoon, so I didn't put any stickers or anything on him. No repro labels, nothing like that. He had the original figure.
Use Lucas's big powered stickers.
I could. I look like a hoarder. I keep walking away and coming back with more and more and more stuff, but I've got all my old repro label sets in a drawer down here, all the unused stuff.
I
So
finally
do you-
recycled a little crop of those when I moved. There wasn't anything left on them. I just kept them. I was like, oh, I could cut them up and use the chrome on them and do stuff.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm never going to do that. So I didn't get rid of all of it, just a little bit. And I was like, fine, it can go.
Do you have the other 6 shots, the one from DX9 and the one from, was it Generation Toy?
I did not get the GT one. I looked at a Hanzo, that's the DX9 one,
Mhm.
and went with the Fans Toys one. The Fans Toys, they edge out on almost every one of these.
Right.
Just there's something about the way some people say that they're a little bit plain or they lack character, but that's I don't have that opinion. I think they
it
capture the
depends
look.
on the figure.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean there are some that are better than others, obviously, but
Right.
I've been with Fans Toys since Quake Wave, and
I think a lot of their newer figures too. I mean, the Galvatron, the paint on him is amazing. The Cyclonus is great.
Mhm.
So there's definitely some ones that are very stellar. Like I think the Cyclonus might be one of the best ones. Like overall, just the way that looks.
Quietus was like universally acclaimed. The redeco is coming out soon. Was it the Dash T? It's more of a Toon Deco, and he's gorgeous.
Yep.
And then my last one, in absentia, poor fella. He's sitting on my desk right now, but got a picture of him. Is this guy?
Ah, nice. So yeah, there's a Fans Toys Galvatron.
Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Yep. He comes with a couple different cannons, a couple different faces. He's gorgeous. He's posable. His paint is fantastic. Like he's just covered in paint. Lots of ratchets, like nice solid figure. You can get the full arm bend like that. It's like you can have him like posing with his cannon, like and like making that face, and it's just he's really pretty. So I'm playing with him at work for a couple of days, and then he'll come here and join the post movie cast in my masterpiece section over yonder.
Yeah,
I did a big Masterpiece Purge earlier this year, and he was on the list. I got to taking pictures of him, and as I was taking pictures of him, I was like, man, I don't want to sell this. So I did not. He's still with me.
There you go. If there's one worth keeping, he's one of them. I would say Quietus too, but I don't have him. But he's on my short list. He's pretty.
Yeah, and the Fans Toys Sovereign, it's like a solid brick of diecast too. Like just the heft of that figure.
Knock somebody out with that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had to, have a figure to try to fend off an intruder in my house, that he would be the one.
Fans Toy Sovereign, yeah. The Hydra is also pretty heavy, but if you could like dual wield Hydra and Sovereign.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's my birthday haul.
Well, that is a nice haul.
Finish him off with Unicron.
So
Do you think we're going to see people kit bashing Unicrons?
No.
You don't think people are going to find ways to get the pancake stacks off the legs and the backs?
Ooh, maybe. But it's at that point, it seems like, kit bashing Bakon figures back in the day, like no one did it. It was not done.
It wasn't. It shouldn't be done. I agree. But we're going to see it. We're going to see it on Radicons. Like once they start showing up, within a week, someone's going to have already painted up an Energon Unicron, and people are going to start ripping off the pancakes. And kudos to Rob, wherever you are, Rob, for the double back pancake stack flapjack calf stacks or whatever it was.
I think you got that. I think you said that correctly. That's awesome.
Entering that into the lexicon is much appreciated. My kid was trying to say it a few weeks ago. Yeah, it's good. So yeah. Ouch, my wallet.
It's that much more delicious now.
yeah, there you go. Serve it with some maple syrup. So
if it was smaller and wasn't, $600, I would like an Energon version of that. I won't pay for a repaint though. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe the repaint of Core Star, Christian.
Maybe.
But that's the thing. There was another company. I think it was in one of the TFC offshoots, or it was the GOD, the ones that did Thunder, whatever, the Thunderwing, but it was called Thunder something. That
Garatron.
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Garatron. They were doing an Armada Unicron, and they were doing a Beast Wars Neo Unicron, and they showed pictures, and they showed wireframe, and they showed whatever, and then they did it a couple of years in a row, and the last time I talked to someone about it, it's been about 8 months now. It was right after the LA show. I was emailing someone. I was like, "Hey, what's going on with that thing?" And they're like, "It's not dead."
Like a Neo Unicron. That thing looked cool.
The Neo one is something that I'd spend a lot of money on that. because like I don't know, I'm old and stuff, and I've been online because I'm old and stuff since the mid '90s. And when the Neo one failed, they showed the prototype in '98 or '99 or whatever it was, and then they said, well, it's not going to production. A bunch of us got together and we did a petition, and we all signed our names and like made this big list and sent it off to whoever it got sent off to Takara or Hasbro or whatever, and said, make this freaking toy. And they were like, so yeah, so getting that finally would be, I mean, we've been waiting 20 years. I'll wait a few more. Finally got a Unicron. I waited 34 years for that, or I don't know how math works, 33. And we're getting that. So, you know, I finally got a hot rod that I'm really, really in love with. So I'm willing to wait and spend the money if they do the figure right.
Of all the Unicron designs, that one has to look the coolest. Even over the HasLab one. The Neo one looks
The Neo one has
incredible.
a unique look, and he's like hulky and just, yeah, beefy and mean. He doesn't look like that in the cartoon. He doesn't look like that in Neo, but the toy is just really neat.
Lucas, do you know what we're talking about?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
Peter's being poetic about a toy you've got no idea.
I had unfortunately there's a period of time where I was not collecting and watching Transformers. So I was in college and doing, you know, or in high school and college and doing that type of stuff. So yeah, so I have a gap. I really need to go back and actually experience some of that stuff. But
I think it's Karyuta fan subs, I want to say, but the fan subs are all available online, and they're pulled from the DVDs. They're professionally, like, it's fan done, but it's really professionally done.
Mhm.
You know, great quality on everything, and if you need copies, I can bring my hard drives to the show, and we can play.
I may have to do that because I was going to bring my laptop to the show and everything, so may have to.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, with that, I guess we're done. So we do have a live show on Sunday. It's going to be episode 350, and then also, if there's anyone still watching this now, but we are doing a Patreon T-shirt drive. So if there's anyone that's supporting us, $10 and above, you can get a T-shirt. So if we did a post, then I'll do another post on that as well. So that should be fun. We're trying to get them done for TFCon. Cut the tape on Friday, and I guess that's it. So do you guys have anything you want to add before we sign off?
Support the T-shirt drive. Watch episode 350. A lot of hard work and passion went into both.
And buy Hot Shot.
Hot Shot's available everywhere, luckily. So there you go. So I'm excited to get mine. So, all right. Well, with that, thanks everyone, and we'll talk to you later.